This is week 1 of the hashtag 50 Fun Fab Fairies challenge. This is how it's gonna work, all right? You follow the lessons. There's gonna be 10 in all, and they're gonna be delivered every other week starting May 18th, 2022. You have this fancy dancy score sheet. So you follow the lesson, there's 10 in all, and after each lesson, you do 4 additional renditions, and you have 2 weeks to do it. So there's plenty of time, you shouldn't get overwhelmed. So, step 1, follow the lesson exactly as designed. Step 2, do another rendition. Change something, change the nose, change the lips, add color perhaps. You could change up the ears. You could add accessories. You could do it in a different art supply. But whatever way you decide to do it 4 more times. That's a lot of practice, which means you're gonna get really good by the end of the series, okay? To make things super easy, I also set up a totally free classroom at awesomeartschool.com because along with the series and all the lessons, there's gonna be supply lists given, links to the PDFs, not even links, just the PDF, so that you have all the things that you need to be successful. So you have, you'll just have PDFs to the resources. We have links to the books that we're using, but we'll also give you a picture of the references that we'll be using for our own pieces. Plus, you will get the little scorecard so that you can be accountable and mark your progress as you go. I'm also doing monthly giveaways for those that are going to participate. This is going to span 4 months, so that's 4 opportunities to win books, hoodies, t-shirts. We have so much fun coming up. So let's dive into today's lesson, and don't forget to go over to awesomeartschool.com and join the free classroom. You can actually just go there every single week, but if you don't want to miss out, you can also subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you don't miss out. And don't forget to click like if you're having a good time. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for future lessons or future series, or if you're just having a good time and you want to say hi. We would love to hear from you. Let's begin.
Let's get our drawing on. This project is going to involve a piece of what we call toned paper. That's any paper that's not white. It could be, this is just craft paper. You can use a grocery bag if you want to get fancy. Just look for the word toned in any kind of art paper. This is my favorite. It literally doesn't matter. This is my favorite one. This is but giant size. And I actually cut this down because it was so big. Doesn't matter. Grab a piece of paper that is not white and you are good to go. These are the references that I'm going to be working with. I thought this was so interesting. I love Christopher Hart. I've highlighted him here on my drawing channel quite a few times and going over his books. And I thought this was really fascinating. I saw this reference and then I was looking on Pinterest and I'm like, this looks like her, like, you know, times 1,000. I was like, oh, that is the coolest. Look at that. They look almost identical to one another. So she's going to be our starting point. I have all the references and all the supplies, list to everything set up in a free classroom at awesomeartschool.com. Just look for the 50 Fun Fab Fairies challenge prompt series. It's totally free and everything you need is in there for all of the 10 weeks full of lessons. So let's dive in. Okay, so I mean, I know how to draw faces. I just like working from references. It gives me focus and direction. So we're going to start out by doing an oval. And actually, we're going to do an oval, but we're going to make her a little bit, her chin is kind of real pointy. I'm going to try to push down a little darker so you can see. Okay, I'm working with a Blackwing pencil. They're soft, they're squishy, and they're fantastic. Totally not necessary. They're very expensive, but they kind of replace an entire pencil set, so I love them for that. So we have this oval, okay, and then I just made it kind of like a pointy chin. Oh, and by the way, you're drawing along, right? Like I'm not just up here drawing by myself. Go get your grocery bag or your colored paper. If you don't have colored paper, just use white. Okay, just use a regular old piece of paper. We'll make the neck a little bit different, just so it's not like a popsicle stick. We'll have a little bit of a thing to the side here, just to make it interesting. Okay, you with me so far? Yeah, you are. Okay, no matter how many times you draw a face, always put the guidelines in. So draw this now. Don't just like pretend to draw it. Draw a vertical line all the way down through the face. That keeps everything nice and centered. Okay, put one hand on the chinny chin chin, put another finger up here, up at the top of the head, okay? The halfway point right here is the eye line. Now, this is a fairy, so it's okay if her proportions are not the same, okay? We're not doing a human face. So if this gets scoots around, you're still really good, okay? I'm gonna make her nose kind of a little bit longer. Normally, because I'm looking at the Christopher Hart proportions, look how low that nose is. I like that. I'm gonna borrow that. And this is why we use references, or taking little pieces of information and then sticking them into our own drawing. So normally a human proportion, this would be halfway to be the nose, which will be here. I'm gonna drop it down a little bit because I like this kind of interesting proportion. And then I'm gonna tuck the mouth right under it. Okay, so now we kind of know where we're going. Now the eyes, I love this. He goes through, the eyelid is never drawn as a straight line across because the eyeball is round and therefore the eyelid must stretch to curve around it. So he teaches us how to have these eyes kind of more upturned. So I feel like we're gonna do that. So if we were gonna do a human face, this would be 3 in a row like this. 1, 2, 3. It's our alien part, okay? But since we're a fairy, we're gonna take these ones and we're gonna make them up tilted a little bit. Now she's really an alien. Okay? Woo! Holy aliane. Don't ask me what aliane means. It's like Italian for alien. I have no idea. It really does look like an alien though, okay? Now we have for the nose, let's do a circle here. And we'll do like a just a swoop on either side, and then the mouth is going to be in here somewhere. So I always start with the guidelines because then you know like our proportions are good, what's happening. Love the alien phase. All right, now these ears, what's going on with these ears? Okay, they start like anywhere between the nose and the eyes. And then this is, we're gonna have a little bottom lid and then a bottom, I don't know, part. And then this shoots way up. And then we have this sort of thickness. And again, we have way up. Holy, talk about alien again. And then we have over here, can kind of come this way. And then I'm using the center eye line to the top of this. And then this will even, actually I don't really want it to shoot, well, I don't really want it to shoot off the page, so we'll have to kind of tuck it in. This is so alien-esque. Maybe we'll make this one a little bit shorter so we can have them with us on the page. This kind of goes away to nothing. Now the hair is super beautiful. I'm gonna do the Christopher Hart hair because the braid is a little advanced for this quick YouTube tutorial. So I'm going to do, again, the Christopher Hart version. So she has these awesome bangs that are coming down. So I'm gonna start down here. Okay, the hairline always starts in the oval here. And we're just gonna, I made a line across horizontally. We're just gonna flick some kind of bangs here. We're not gonna develop this fully yet, but this is where this is the direction that we're going in. And then we have the bun at the top. So I'm gonna take anywhere like kind of behind the ears. It's gonna come up and it goes up and around the oval of the head. And her hair is kind of like piled into a bun, a fairy bun, if you will. Okay, and then there's all these little loose bit flyaways that we can have kind of here, there, and everywhere. All right, okay, so now we have the whole kind of caboodle, kit and caboodle. All right, and now we're gonna go and we're gonna kind of shore up these areas. Okay, so let's zoom in. Zoop, 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 zoop. And for the eyes, we are going to start in the corner somewhere. Okay. Oh, I'm going to look at the Christopher Hart eyes. He comes up, right? We have this slanty slant, and then we kind of go fling upwards. And then this kind of bows out. And again, and it kind of flings upwards. Okay, now let's make one on this side. So just draw a little line across so you know that you're starting in the right place. And again, we're gonna follow the top of that and then kind of swing up. And then the bottom comes down and around, and that also kind of swings up. Cool? Cool. To help with making the irises, which is the color part, kind of, you know, nice and even and symmetrical, you can use, I like to use a circle template. I never did, but then when I started using one, I was actually like, you know what, that's actually very helpful. Just pick a random size. This one's kind of extra big, but I figure if she's a fairy, she's gonna look extra fairy-ish. So gonna give her some extra gigundo eyeballs. And then we can even put the pupils inside them. Now, one of the magical things I like about this reference, the color reference, is that like her eyes are like very ethereal, kind of spirit crazy. So she looks crazy town right now. If your eyes look crazy town and you want to fix that, all you have to do is chop off, make the top of the eye line come down a little bit more. Look at, we fixed Crazyville. A little hot tip, a little artist cheat tip for you. Okay, just chop it off. We need more. Yeah, now we go. Now she's a little sexier, but also doesn't have crazy eye. Crazy eye is never good. Okay, so let's do her nostrils. I'm gonna just make two little squished ovals on either side for her little nostrils here. And then I'm just gonna, just so I remember, I'm gonna lightly draw in like some nose bridge lines, but we don't actually draw them. That's gonna become our shading in a second, but it's just there to kind of remind me. And then we're gonna have, on top, her eyebrows on top. So I'm gonna draw a line up from the corner of her eye, and we're just gonna have some hairy caterpillar eyebrows. Same thing over here. So if we have one going up a little bit and then one going this way, we can give her a little tood. We can even have this one go like way up. Just for shits and giggles, make her have a little bit of an attitude. Oh, ooh la la, she's like a French alien fairy girl. Ooh, and of course she is. And then we need to shore up her lips. All right, I like this. Look at her sexy, sensual lips. I'm in. Okay, so we have right under the nose, we're gonna make a little V. Okay, we have our V. Now, obviously that proportion is very, very close, but this is not a human, my friends, so we can do whatever we want here. And down here, and here. And then, ooh, she's got a very pronounced, like, M shape mouth. It literally looks like a block M. And then I love these mouths that have that have the little uptick at the bottom before they come like this. These are very sexy fairy lips. And then, yeah, we're good. Now we need to add a little bit of definition in the ears. So I'm gonna make this have a little thickness. And then there looks to be like a little bump there. And there's even some cartilage. Actually, on my mixed media channel, I have a tutorial on drawing fairy ears. It's like, I take it very seriously. I show you how to draw a human ear and then a fairy one, just in case you need to draw accurate ones. So this one, the same thing. We have the thickness, and then we have the bump out, something like that. And then you could actually just leave it like that and don't worry about all the cartilage stuff inside, and we'll just shade it. Let's make life simple, shall we? All right, so now we'll just take our pencil and just fine tune her face shape. And then now comes the exciting part with tone paper, which is we're gonna add some really, really dark parts, and then we're gonna add some highlights with a white. Okay, so I'm gonna erase these guidelines, some of the gobbledygook that's all over my paper. And yes, there's lots of it. She's looking beautiful. There's like a line going across her head. We can erase her headline. Oops, I keep forgetting to turn my ringer off. Okay. And then we need to grab some drawing utensils that are black. You can go into pen right now. I'm gonna go grab some. I'll be right back and show you what I grabbed. I like to use a black and white China marker. You can just use a white and black colored pencil, okay? Don't worry about getting these. These sit on top of paper really, really nicely. That is why I use them, but they are just a black and white colored pencil work just fine, okay? So don't stress if you don't have these. And again, the links to all these supplies are in that free classroom over at awesomeartschool.com. Okay, so I'm gonna start just outlining. The only thing I don't like is sometimes these stupid strings get in my way, so I have to kind of hold them back. All right, so we are going to outline her diva eyeballs. So we give her some definition here. And the downside of these is that there's no tip. They're pretty blunt. But this is a very big drawing, so she can handle it. I feel like we need to give her some fairy lashes. I'm just flinging this up in the air. Nothing, no skill required. Everybody can do that. I'm just gonna outline her features, outline her gigundo irises and her pupils. And I'm gonna scrabble her fairy eyebrows. I want this hair to fall over, so I'm gonna actually put that in now. So, and I have to make it end because I can see the eye. I should have drawn that little strip first because I want it to look very realistic. And if I have, the big chunk of hair and you can still see it, that looks weird, like that looks weird. But too late now. So we have these strands that are very sloppily kind of falling across her eye here. And then we have her eyebrows here. We'll have this kind of flowing there. So really we made ourselves kind of a coloring sheet. And now we are just outlining everything. This is the kind of freeing and easy part. And then we'll add some shading. And then the highlights at the end is where like the party comes in. It's the very last thing that we do. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. Oh, maybe have our little fling. And if you notice with the hair, I'm really pulling it. I'm doing very like confident and abrupt strokes. I'm like almost like pushing it into the paper. Her hair looks like a pumpkin. We do pumpkin hairs, I guess. It's very in the fairy realm. If you do actually enjoy learning about fairy lore and folklore, sort of Celtic lore, I actually have a podcast with my best friend Lucy Bryden, who will also be teaching 1 week for this series, or at least 1 week. Yeah, and it's called One Scot, One Not. I'm gonna do some eyelids up here. I didn't even give her any eyelids. And all we talk about is fairy and folklore. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of swearing, so if you're not into swearing, listener discretion is advised. There's a lot of drinking and boisterous behavior as we talk about just cool Scot Celtic myths and legends, crazy, evil, supernatural creatures. We talk about ghosts, green ladies. So if you're into all this, you would definitely check out our very inappropriate and super fun podcast called, again, it's One Scot, One Not, and that's with the number one, One Scot and the number one not. Oh, I just made her a little bit of a pig nose. I'm still just outlining, guys, just tracing over everything I did with my pencil. I'm tracing it with this China marker. All right, so we're 2 steps from being done. Whoa, she's looking good, girlfriend. We are going to add shading, and then we're gonna add the highlights. So for the shading, I'm gonna just use the side of my China marker, and I'm going to look at my reference. So this is what's kind of informing this, and I'm gonna use the side, and I'm just going to really lightly, like scribble scrabble in these areas to give her some shading. So right up here, just follow me. Oh, and actually I'm gonna also give her, I always like it when they have the kind of under eye line as well. So here we go, sorry. We're gonna do this, right over here. Again, I'm just scrabbling lightly with the side of my China marker. And remember, I had done those really light lines before. So that is where we are gonna put our shading on the nose. So this is very symmetrical shading, which means the light source is coming straight on, which means everything on this side is gonna match everything on that side. It's kind of the easiest way to do shading. You can't really go wrong. Just make them match. Kind of this. And then we're just gonna come up a little bit here. And so the cool part about toned paper is that she still has crazy eye. The cool part about toned paper is that the paper like does most of the drawing for you, and you only have to draw, you only are responsible for the shading and the highlights, and the paper is everything else. Okay, so we're gonna come around here. Oh, actually, I take it back. It looks like there's a little bit more shading on the left than on the right, so that's no worries. Just follow me, and then we're gonna have this. She has like a cool cheekbone shading. And then let's see her nose. Oh my God, that's so annoying. Stop. Her nose comes up here and up here. And then her shading for her nose, I'm again taking from this colored reference. It looks like it goes like this. It's like up on this side and under the ball of the nose. And then it's like goes to the lip. And same thing, kind of comes up on either side here. So shady, shady. And then what also is cool, I love it when shading does this, is that this right here is actually shaded. And when you do that, it ends up giving the ball of the nose this like super ultra highlight, and it makes it look like it's like jumping out from the paper. Just kind of fun. And this is the useful part of references, is it tells you kind of information that you wouldn't really be getting otherwise. And just wait till we add the highlights. It will way, way, way more make sense. Okay, so we have our lips. Again, we have our shading. We're gonna add some like this. And we're gonna kind of leave the middle alone. And then it's like the top of the bottom lip gets shaded. And then we leave the middle part alone. And then there's a super dark shadow under the lip. And then, yep, there's some shading. Same thing as the nose, like when you have shading around the places, and then there's like a not shading here. When you add the highlight, it's like, oh, she's so pretty. Okay, now we're gonna do the under the neck is always super shaded because the chin is sticking out and it is keeping the light out. Okay, so we have that. Her ears. I know this is YouTube. I can't take too long. YouTube doesn't have patience for super long videos. So I'm gonna wrap this up in just a second. So we have kind of shading in here. And then we can do a big highlight, but I don't know that we have time. Just kind of fill in with some scribble scrabble. So it looks like she's got some hair. And it all goes up towards the bun because it's being, oh, stupid string, because it's being, you know, affixed the top of her head. So again, this is our challenge. So what your job is, and this is what really grows your skills, is after we complete today's drawing, you can do 4 variations of this. So you can do the lesson again in a different medium. You can do the lesson again and make her ears shaped differently. You can do the lesson again and make her hair in a different hairstyle. Okay, so you're gonna tweak it again, and the idea is that by drawing the same face over and over and over again, 5 times for each lesson, you really start to develop your drawing skills, and it really, really works. I did a 100 Fun Fad Faces drawing challenge a few years ago, and the people that followed the directions and followed the lessons and did their 4 variations and tweaked them in a different way, their skills really, really started to soar. It was very cool transformation, and yeah, I have students to this day who report that how kind of life-changing that following along all the lessons and then doing the repetition for those and doing them over again a few times was really, really made a huge impact on their skills. So I highly encourage you to actually do the challenge in a way that it was designed, because we've seen amazing results. She's still crazy eye, but that's okay. Again, always, if you're having crazy eye, bring down that upper lash lid. Okay, that will always be your sort of saving grace. So now this is the most exciting part of all. Now is the part where we add the highlights. I'm just gonna do kind of one more. I kind of forgot the lock that was going across this way, which kind of covers her face, and why she doesn't have a bunch of shading here. This should actually all be pretty shady up here, because it's like under the hair. I know we weren't gonna do it symmetrical, or we were and then we weren't, and now I'm doing it again. That's just because I say so. Add some shading on the top of the eye. All right, so now is the really powerful part, and that's when we add the highlights. So we're gonna add the highlights to, we're gonna add it to the ball of the chin right here. And we're gonna add it to the ball of the nose. And do you see what ends up happening is those like jump out at you. It's so cool. Okay, we're gonna have some on the lower lip. We're gonna have some at the upper lip. We also have some at the top. And if we can't do this with our China marker, we'll usually bust out like a paint pen and do that. So we have her top of the lip should have a highlight on it too. And then we can even do the sides of her nostrils. And we can have the bridge of her nose. And again, if you want more lessons, you can check out, I have a playlist of toned paper drawing lessons on this channel that you can check out. Okay, so we have the whites of her eyes, her eyelids up here at the top of her lid. Same thing over here, we have the whites of her eyes. We have her kind of eye shine. And then a lot of times too, we can kind of do like her upper cheeks because they're kind of sticking out. So you can do as much or as little as you want for these highlights. You can have some like kind of peeking out from her strands, top of her ears. You can kind of sprinkle them wherever you like. And if you want more to pack more of a punch in any particular area, then you can grab your paint marker instead and really punch. Oh, she does have crazy eyes. You can punch up in some different directions and really add a little bit of glamour. And it's so fun. I mean, just a little bit sometimes really goes a long way. She also has this like a highlight under her chin. And this is where references come and tell you what to do. Because I'm like, oh, I see she has that, maybe this. Okay, so I didn't go I didn't do a lot of definition with her hair. We can keep going and going and going, but whoa, she is a sexy alien mama. So if you also wanted to punch up anything, you can also use like a Sharpie or something super black to accentuate any parts of her features as well. Like her hair is like a little... Just fill that in a little bit more, but you get the idea, okay? So your homework is to do 4 more variations. And I will do some more to show you what that looks like on the in-between weeks. So these lessons come out every other Wednesday because I have 2 channels here on YouTube and I post weekly, but I alternate the weeks that I post on each channel. And so what I'll do is on the in-between weeks, I will give you an update or we'll do some giveaways. So just make sure you subscribe. If you're into this series, go ahead and click the like button so I know that this is something that you're enjoying and you would like to do more of. And I can't wait to see your drawings. And also join my Facebook group, which is, I'll put the link in the description box for you. And then I always do monthly prizes and monthly giveaways. And all these drawings will automatically enter you to win in the weekly and the monthly giveaways too. So Thank you for drawing along with me today. I hope you had an awesome time. You learned a lot, and I can't wait to see your 5 variations in the Facebook group. Okay,